Hey everybody, I want to welcome back to Desert Sky Mystic. Today we are going to be doing our chakra reading, our chakra tarot reading for Capricorn. So the way that this works is we use the location of the chakras, for lack of better words, as our reference points for pulling our cards and delivering the messages from spirit to you. Now, this is a timeless reading. So it doesn't matter. I'm actually reading in August of 2020 right now, but it doesn't matter when you actually come across this video. If you are watching, it is meant for you, and there's some messages in there for you. So please take a watch. Let me know how that resonates with you. And of course, like the video if it does land. That really helps us kind of identify which messages, again, landed with our audience. So thank you very much for that. So let's go on and get this overhead cam started, and we will see what kind of messages Spirit has for you today. So here's our setup. And you see my chakra stones all laid out. Okay, down here we have root chakra, which is our survival, or the way, our roof overhead, food on our plate. Have our sacral chakra, emotion, sexuality. We have our solar plexus, dealing with personal power, applications of personal power, self-confidence. We have our heart chakra, which in our reading will be relationships, all relationships. We have our throat chakra, the way that we are giving communication, the way that we are receiving communication, both equally as important. And we have our third eye chakra. So in this particular layout, this is going to be how we are seeing the world at this point in time. And then our crown chakra is going to be how the world is seeing us at this point in time. So let's see what we have going on here. Very interesting. We just had this with the my last reading, the Virgo reading. And perhaps this is a earth energy type deal. It's the Six of Cups. So really what the Six of Cups is speaking to is the idea that we are, in a nostalgic place right now, that, we're tapping the memories of what was good and the things that make us happy and feel secure and safe. And just all the good things in life that we keep focusing on, which is a great place to be, especially with our root chakra, because that's giving us, we're very secure. We have a sense of security and stability in our lives. We have a roof over our heads. We're happy with our home. We're happy with our ability to put food on the table. Overall, this is a really good place to be at. Let's see what other kind of things are coming in on this one. Yeah, so again, I think this is a newer thing for you. You kind of tapped into this energy here in response to just being really stuck in a hole. Maybe this is a work-related thing, but maybe it was a bad relationship. I'm not sure what this was. It's definitely some level a perspective, a way that you're looking at life. And really, what you have here is the exhaustion card, and you have this man here who's worked very hard building this robot, and it's a really kind of complicated robot. A lot of moving pieces, a lot of things going on, and it took a lot to maintain as well. I mean, there's so many moving parts on here that things would break down all the time, so it was like always working on something. So this could be related to an old job or an old career or whatever else. But there was just, you basically built a prison around yourself in this particular scenario. And there's a point in time where you realize this and you're trying to figure out what to do. And maybe that's the breakthrough that you're having here, that, hey, that this isn't going to work anymore. You got to get out of this prison. You're busting out of it. You're going to take a look at a new way of living life, a new way of approaching a new point of view, and this things had to change, and it looks like you're very successful with that change as well. And for you, I think it relied heavily on, like, things weren't always like this. They used to be like this, and really tapping into those and getting back to the roots, getting back to who you were, to provide that sense of stability and security in your life. Let's see. You've been working on yourself emotionally through this as well, because I think you're very much in the middle of your journey on this one, or work, as you go through this. It's a work in progress. And we have the Five of Wands card, which is really about training, at least in this particular scenario with this particular card. And it's vigorous training, it's tough training. You're looking at things about yourself, taking a hard look at yourself, and you're being brutally honest, and everything that you discover, you're then trying to take a positive step forward and figure out better strategies to deal with that. And emotions can be a very tricky thing to do that with. Because as we all know, emotions can take off on their own very quick, and it's a lot easier said than done when it talks about getting our emotions under control. But you are really working on the strategies. I don't know if that's counseling, I don't know if that's meditation, I don't know what that looks like for you, but you are definitely doing something. You recognize the emotional component of this, and it stems from coming out of here. You were doing, that exhaustion card, whatever that was. I think you're doing it for so long, and this new breakthrough is just like an aha moment. But now you need to do the work so you don't slip back into those old patterns. And that's what this training card is about. You're really trying to get control of that. Let's see here. Yeah, so I like these cards for this location too. We have the aloneness card. The aloneness card is, again, it's a journey. I mean, you are traveling, you are working on something, and it's reinforcing the Five of Wands, this kind of training deal. But the nice thing about this is that it's almost like this aloneness isn't necessarily about being alone. It's about being okay being alone and processing those things and understanding that some journeys are internal journeys and there's no one else that can be there with you, and that you have to really end up being okay with yourself. The good thing about this, okay with yourself and who you are, especially as we make this emotional transition in terms of trying to get to a healthier place, that really starts with us. And so you're very much on that journey right now. And the good thing about it is there is a guidance here. You see this light, and you got the lone monk walking this dangerous path. You see this big cliff here, but there's a light lighting his way. So I do think that you do have some guidance here from, spirit guides, angels, whatever's helping you out there, whatever has your back, whatever's helping move you towards your purpose on this particular journey. They are helping you along the way, and that's probably where the aha moment came from. And now you are definitely working through that, but it hasn't been just this easy thing to accept and move forward with. It very much required a leap of faith on your part, and those things are difficult. It's a tough thing to look over the ledge and be like, I don't know what's down there, but I'm going to jump anyway. I'm going to take these steps. I know I built this big old thing, and I know it's destroying my life as I'm trying to maintain it back in my exhaustion card, but it's not right for me anymore. I'm just going to tear everything down. And then we're going to see what happens. That is a leap of faith. And that takes courage. That takes bravery. It's a very, very difficult thing for most of us to do, but you did it. You're on your way. You're very much in training mode, dealing with the ramifications of that on an emotional level. You're well into your journey, and you are taking one step at a time, and you are trusting yourself, and you're trusting the guidance that's being given to you. The wheel on your okay, so this is the solar plexus, and really this is applications of personal power. A lot of times I read it with self-confidence. I'm kind of getting that self-confidence here again. I am getting that you are really kind of back and forth on this. The wheel in general is kind of, luck can go this way, luck can go that way, but for you, I think it's been a back and forth journey. You have your up days, you have your down days, and you're just have to take them as they come. And I think with your confidence and under the feeling of, did you make the right decision? Am I doing the right thing? Very much at this point in time goes back and forth for you. And some days you are feeling like you're on top of the world. Other days you're like, oh my gosh, what did I do? The good thing is, so far, I'm not seeing where you have reverted back to the pattern yet. And I think that we're past that. As much work have you already put in, I don't really see that happening here. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, I mean, this is just reinforcing the message I already gave you. I mean, some days you're stuck in the past here. I mean, it says clinging to the past. And what you have here is this woman this has this box, these memories that her head is stuck in, and she's so focused on all this stuff in the past, she can't see all this amazing, glimmering, shiny things that are happening around her right now in the present. And as a result, the clothes are starting to tatter. You see some patches here and everything else. So she's basically slowly just killing herself by keeping her head buried in the past here. And I think those are some days for you. And then on other days, those up days, everything is perfect. Everything is balanced. You're living the life that you want to. Everything feels exactly where it's supposed to be. Things are happening for you the way that you need them to happen for you. It's like everything is just snapping into place. And again, I very much think that the wheel is back and forth right now, and you are very much experiencing that in your life right now. But again, just keep your head up. Just understand that, yeah, just if you realize that, yeah, I know that I'm gonna have there's some bad days and some good days. Just know when you are having those bad days, for lack of better words, that a good day is just around the corner, and then you're going to feel great again. So just take the ebbs and flows of this, and keep a positive outlook. I think that's the most important thing as you move through this and as you work through these energies. Okay, let's see how our relationships are doing. Yeah, you're not very much interested in relationships right now. You're kind of closed off. You've gone inward. You're trying to figure yourself out, and I don't think that's an unhealthy thing. And I'm not saying that you've like cut everybody out. I'm just saying that overall that you're really focused on yourself other than other people. It's almost like you're saying, I have to get my own house in order here before I can be of use to anybody at this point in time. So you have gone into yourself here, and we even touched on that in some of these other scenarios where you're really trying to figure some of those things out, figure out who you were, who you are now, and who you want to be. And of course, obviously, working on all the things you need to be to make those transitions in your life, emotionally, and through the self-confidence component of it, and then with your relationships as well. Doesn't mean that you don't have relationships. I'm not saying that, just simply saying that you are spending a lot more time focused on yourself than you are the external world at this point in time, whether that be friends, family, lovers, coworkers, whatever else. I think this is a really good thing, though, because as you do start to rediscover or redefine your own identity, you are going to then start recognizing people that are good for you, people that you want to be around, people that you can create with and share with and be healthy with. And this friendliness card, I really like this because what you have here is two trees, which represent, two individual identities, two different people. One has the red leaves, one has the yellow leaves. But together, you notice as they kind of come together and stuff, they create a beautiful orange as well. So I think that, as you come out of this, part of this is for you is going to be one, finding the people that you really connect with, that make a lot of sense, that are healthy for you, that bring the right type of energy, that don't bring in I don't even say negative stuff, bring in the stuff that doesn't align with you or the stuff that you don't align with, and not being judgmental about it or nasty about it. It's just that's not for you at this point in time. If it's for them, awesome. You wish them the best, but for you, you need to keep certain things out of your life. And these are the types of things that you want to attract. And it really, I think, speaks to the idea of getting back to the basics, enjoying the simple things in life, the things that you enjoy, the things that have made you happy, because that's going to get you through to a very healthy point emotionally and through your self-confidence as well. So again, going inward and uncomplicating your life and surrounding yourself with the people that will help support that, reinforce that, and help keep you on the path when you are having your kind of crazy bad days as well. So yeah, it's a great little component to this reading. All right, communication. Yeah, and you're not making any secret about this either. You are telling people, hey, listen, right now, I'm really in a transition, and there's some things that I'm letting go of, and I think some of that I think you are freeing yourself up here to have those communications and also receive the communications, but more importantly, have the communications with those people around you, and expressing your truth out to the world. Again, I don't see you like being out in this big social scene right now. I see this kind of very going in on yourself. But when people ask, as people are bringing this stuff to you, as people are bringing complications into your life, you're just saying thank you, but no thank you. And you're doing it in such a way that you are not offending them. You're speaking your truth in such a way that they're very accepting and understanding. Even if they don't necessarily like it, they are saying, okay, well, even if they're saying, snide, well, you're lost, whatever. That type of stuff isn't offending you. You're just like, hey, this is where I'm at. I wish you all the luck. That's not for me right now. This is kind of my boundary. I don't need that in my life right now. And regardless of the response, you're just like, well, I love you, but not right now. So again, I think the communication side of this for you is actually in a pretty healthy place right now. Let's see what these other cards have to say. Yeah, and I do think a lot of people are kind of bringing some stuff at you here. They're trying to get you to join in the fray and jump into the chaos. And there's all these things that keep coming at you. And you got this jester, this joker, this entertainer that is playing these games, is trying to juggle, blow this horn, trying to do all this stuff. And at any given time, this monkey can pop this balloon. And it's just about the chaos in life. And that's what you are really releasing right now and communicating out to the world and to the people around you that, hey, listen, this isn't something that you're interested in. This is where I've been at. And that's not working for me anymore. I have to do something different. And through that, you're really kind of finding that calm place, that experiencing that life that doesn't revolve around all of the craziness and trying to figure out how do you move forward with this new path, this new way that you want to be, this new approach, this new perspective, which is heavily experiencing and understanding and get to know who you are and what you like and what you don't like and where you want to be at and how do you get there, and how do you incorporate the people and the things in your life that you want to include in that with your new approaches and the new way that you want to feel and the new things that you want to do. So really, I think we're moving out of this energy of this stress and this chaos to something that's really kind of a lot more balanced, a lot more focused. You want to experience life. You don't want to just be like all bent out of shape all the time. And that, again, is very much part of the reasons you're making some of these changes, but you're communicating about these things in a very, very healthy way. That's a great way to go about this. So you are still very much in the way that you're looking at the world right now. You've made some breakthroughs, you're looking at some stuff, but you're very much still seeing some things here in a way that you feel like you're kind of bound up, that you haven't quite got 100% free of this. And I think it was the exhaustion card back over here, if I remember right, that has a similar energy to a certain extent. This is a little bit different in that you have this young woman here that has these crows that are binding her up with this string. She has binds around her hands. Her eyes are like have a blindfold on, and very much kind of in a miserable type of position here. But in reality, that's just a mirror reflection. In reality, none of that stuff is actually happening, which is really speaking to this being in your head. But having said that, I think what's in your head. I think this has been your perception of the world. I think that has to do with the exhaustion card. I think that's where the breakthrough came from, because you're tired of this and you want to move away from this and move into these new positive things and release this stuff. So that doesn't surprise me at all that that's been kind of your worldview. But I think that's a worldview that you have accepted and recognized and understand that you are trying to move away from, which is where all of these strategies and training and everything else kind of come into play as well. And this releasing and the communication and going inward and taking the good and the bad. I think you're moving in the right direction here for sure. But there's still some work to do here. still some work. I mean, you got to understand that you got to shed this stuff. You got to ground that out. You got to get it out of your life. And again, I think you're doing it. And you're moving the people out that you need to move out. You're doing the things you need to. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, this is calling for you to, again, find the beauty in the small things. I mean, this is similar to the ordinariness card to a certain degree. You have this master here, has a lot of experiences, a lot of knowledge, and all these other things. And yet here he is under this beautiful tree looking at this praying mantis, and he's just happy as can be. It's about finding happiness in the small things and the beautiful natural things of the world, the simple, getting back to the basics, being simple, the innocence, going back to the nostalgia, figuring out those things that made you happy. And then I think another part of that is find something that you can be a part of that's bigger than yourself, because, that really does focus a person to, to help move some of the not so positive energies out of your life if you're working towards the betterment of something that's larger than yourself. So again, I think this is all part of this internal process, because some of these things happen very naturally once we start going down a certain path. And we're able to release some of this stuff and get rid of some of these points of views. We do start finding joy in the small things and awe in the big things as well. I would say really look to nature as well on this. Well, go walk barefooted, help ground out some of those energies, star gaze, moon gaze, pay attention to the cycles of the moon, all of those things. Go in, meditate under the various stages of the moon, based on kind of what you're trying to accomplish, but really getting back to recognizing that you are part of the universe. This is bigger than just you, and enjoy the beauty of it all. I mean, I think once you start concentrating and focusing on the beauty of it all, this stuff sheds away very naturally. Again, like we were talking about earlier in these other scenarios, uncomplicating your life, getting back to the ordinary things. I think that is a big recurring theme and ticket for you as you are on your journey here. So we have the Queen of Cups here as a way that people, in terms of how people are seeing you right now. What's interesting is that you're really holding your composure through all of this, that you're dealing with a lot, but people don't really understand it. They see someone as cool, calm, collected, confident, giving, sharing, loving, and all of those things you are. I'm not saying that whatsoever. That is the image you're projecting out, though. This is your outward image that you're projecting, and this is kind of everything that's happening on the inside too. So I think that people don't quite understand what you're dealing with, I guess is what my point is, and that's okay. I think right now with you going inward and kind of just closing that outside world off a little bit, that's going to leave some people wondering what's happening. But when they look at you, it's a little confusing, because I don't think they understand you are on a journey of personal growth here. I think they are seeing this cool, calm, collected person, exterior of a shell, and they don't realize all the very real work that you are currently doing on yourself, which that's fine. It is what it is. But just be aware, because that, again, people just aren't going to understand where you're at. And that's okay. You may not be ready for them to understand where you're at. When you're ready, they will. For now, though, I kind of get the sense that, you don't really care. You're not really interested in that. Again, this is about you. It's not about them. Yeah. See, I mean, it's just beautiful. Yeah. Okay. So, to further reinforce that, you really are, you're connecting your heart with your the way that you see the world, your third eye, finding that balance, finding that harmony, and really discovering integrating who you want to be with all the work that you're doing. We got the integration card with where you want to go, and really trying to figure out the best way as you move forward here on how that all connects, and who that new person is that develops out of this, and finding that harmony, finding that balance. The integration card is another card of balance. It's about taking all that stuff in and building it into your life as it sits right now, and becoming this new person, this new you, taking all these lessons and applying them, and all these strategies that you're working out, and the strategies on the ebbs and flows, and all of the self-discovery, and all the ability to release, and changing your mindset and really working that out. So I think this is actually an amazing journey for you at this point in time as you're reading this, and I think it's beautiful. Actually, I'm not saying it's easy. I'm looking at this, I'm like, there's no way this is easy, but I think it's worth it. And I think it's worth it, and it's positive. And when you're on the other end of this, I mean, you are going to be in such a better place. You're going to be so much happier. So, I'm really looking forward for you to have that. I want that for you, because I mean, it just seems like it would be an amazing place to be. Okay, Capricorn, that is what I have for this reading. If this resonated with you, please like the video. I really appreciate it. Lets us know what messages landed. And then, as always, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Help us out. Hit that subscribe button. We'd love to have you as part of the family. And of course, the notification bell up there, if you click that, you'll be notified when we release new readings. And then also check out some of our other readings. We have love and relationship tarot readings. We have general tarot readings. We have some energy readings, which are a little different. Some experiments I'm doing right now on the YouTube platform to see how those kind of take. But we have a lot of other stuff out there. So in the meantime, thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. Glad you're here, and we will see you next time.